another player who was one of the most prolific and one of the most impressive going forward in the league last season, and that's Pedro Neto, who we're big fans of on this podcast, aren't we? And we raved about him at Wolves last season. He was the driving force of the way Wolves moved through the gears and countered. He was kind of a player that played on the counter really well. So to see him at Chelsea and a team that, under Maresca as well, isn't expected to play counter-attacking football, they're going to hold possession quite a lot, seems odd to begin with. But when you stack that up against a squad of nearly 50, and how many players in his position currently? I don't know what's going on at Chelsea, but I feel a bit sad that Pedro Neto's moved there. Don't you, Dave? I feel like it's a little bit of a waste of a talent. And what player looks at Chelsea and goes, yeah, that looks like a club where I can progress my career?
I mean, it's an attractive proposition. You know, if you look at what they've done, obviously, over the last decade, Chelsea, in terms of titles that they've won, but also the location, which is, you know, it's a massive pull for players. So I'm not surprised as such, but I'm like you. I just feel as though he deserves a bit more, really, for what he's going to get. I just hope that he gets the game time, because he's had these issues, Neto, with injuries over the last couple of years. He was out for such a long time. If he goes there and doesn't get the time that he probably deserves to get on the pitch, it'd be a real shame. And then that's the overall feeling I'm kind of getting from this.
Yeah, well, Chelsea are making moves in the transfer window, aren't they, Miles? That's their 11th, as we record, signing of the season, and they're touching 50 players in their squad now. And I guess the question for you is, if you are a player that's already at Chelsea, especially in Neto's position, I mean, we've seen the way they've kind of treated the likes of Trevor Chalobah and Conor Gallagher and sort of left them to train with the under-21s because they're not in the plans going forward. They've been quite brutal and businesslike. So how would you feel if, for example, you like Mykhailo Mudryk or Raheem Sterling?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Mudryk, Sterling, Madueke, who have all not been at the club that long, and all of a sudden see their positions completely under threat. I don't know with Chelsea. I can't see what the plan is still. I don't think there is a clear plan. They move managers on, they move players on until something works. And it's a shame that you're bringing in some of the better players in the league to kind of fade into obscurity, like Neto, really, like you say. Like, again, another one where so many other clubs would have been a better fit for it if he was going to move on. Well, stay at Wolves. Have another year at Wolves and then see where you're at, rather than jumping at Chelsea's money. I find it really, really frustrating because, again, it's not something that makes me look at Chelsea and think, oh, yeah, they're pushing for top four now. It's another one that makes me look at, they haven't got a clue what they're actually trying to achieve here. They don't know what they actually want to do. So, I don't know. It's a lot of money to be putting out. And now they're looking at Felix as well. It's just fantastic for us, isn't it?
It's mad. That's mental. When you said this morning about the reports that João Felix was on the radar of Chelsea, I thought someone's having a laugh here on social media, but multiple sources have confirmed that's probably going to happen. I mean, he's been at Chelsea already, obviously, Dave, as we know, and had flashes of brilliance, but his star has waned a bit. And I feel like he needed a club that was kind of on the up and maybe looking at Champions League football. You know, certain Aston Villa maybe would have been a good fit for him, which was on the cards for a while. And I think that's kind of why you're fuming in a way, isn't it, Miles? But Dave, what's your feeling as a football fan as well? I think I want Chelsea to be competitive and to be true to their values and to, I don't know, play football and play the system in a way that makes sense. And I think if you're a Chelsea fan looking at this, obviously there's some weirdos on Twitter who will be addicted to transfer news, but my head's spinning at the thought of what 11 they're going to put out, isn't it yours?
I just find it all a bit comical, to be honest. I saw a funny post on social media actually. It was to say it's inevitable at some point Chelsea were going to run out of players to buy that haven't already played for them, so they're going to have to re-sign players that have already played for them, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, it is a strange one, and it reeks of recklessness for me, because, I mean, it only looks like they're looking to get him involved in the deal because they are worried that the Conor Gallagher deal is going to fall through. But how do you feel if you're João Felix in that situation? You know, apparently
he wants to move.
Exactly. Why would you want to go there just to solve that issue? Would you not have your own career? First thought, would that not be your sole sort of priority to sort that out? Because let's be honest, ever since he left Benfica, his career has gone on the downward slope, hasn't it?
Well, they're asking, I think, 45 million for him, which shows the scale of his drop-off, doesn't it?
Villa apparently offered 35, and that's why they couldn't get the deal done early, because that was what they were talking about as a fee. They kind of valued him at. It's crazy, because I still see a world where Chelsea get him and then still go in for Victor Osimhen before the end of the window.
Still rumoured, yeah.
If you're Maresca, How on earth are you managing this squad? It's your first big job, and you've got this dressing room full of... How do you keep Felix, Mudryk, Sterling, Madueke, Palmer and Kunku, and another potential forward happy? Did they even say Neto then? I don't know. Exactly. It's ridiculous. I'm probably forgetting someone else. Maybe
That's
in the comments
even talking about the midfield.
Yeah. Just brought Drewsbury Hall in as well. Where's he playing now? I find it mental. And I find
an eighth goalkeeper as well. They've just recruited an eighth goalkeeper and sent him right back on loan.
Goalkeepers. Well, at least he's not around at the squad. Otherwise, the bus would have got a bit ridiculous, wouldn't it?
There's this influx of young players coming in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
And a load of Brazilians that I never heard of could be any position. But they're probably all wingers as well. Who knows?
Yeah, I think we're not even concerned as fans that they are kind of cheating the system or signing loads of players to get better. I think we're just worried about the players more than anything. For me, it's the welfare of this talent that worries me, because they're back and forth, shipped out on loan, bought for big money. It just looks like some kind of like human trafficking system, doesn't it? But it's not. It's just pure business. It's a business model where they're looking to sign these players on for mega money, to sell them on, and I'm not sure whether that's going to work, because that's a long game you're going to play. I mean, Neto's just signed a 7-year contract. 7 years. That still strikes me as like ridiculous, because football changes so quickly. I don't know.
I think if I was a Chelsea fan, I would almost be worried though. Because if Bowley gets bored of this at some point and tries to walk away,
big liability. Yeah,
100%. He's brought in 35 players now. He's only been there 2 years. If I'm an Everton fan and I'm reading that I might get another points deduction for spending 6.5 million too much in a year, and I'm watching Chelsea do this, I'll be honest, I think I'd start watching non-league football. It's ridiculous the way that Chelsea are being run.
It's moving away from the football that we know and love, and even as opposition fans, like, we want to see Chelsea competitive and have an identity more than anything. I don't know what their identity is anymore. It's really strange, isn't it?